Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. It's Vinny Borelli with Make It Happen Monday. Hope you had a great weekend and a great start to your week. Today we're going to talk about success. If you can see on my whiteboard behind me, I've been reading the Psycho Cybernetics book by Dr. Maltz. And if anyone has heard me talk in the past, I speak about this book quite frequently because there's a lot of things in there that really apply to what I preach in my book, my beliefs, and my core values. So, it starts with breaking down the word. Success from the beginning, S, is, excuse me, in the book, sense of direction. What is it that you really want? What is the direction that you want to go with your life? So, what are the goals that you set? Or more importantly, projects is what we like to use. Projects in the book, and that makes more sense because a lot of people have goals, but they don't do anything to get there. So, the sense of direction is really a forward looking thought process that you can use and apply to your life. If you really have that determination, that drive to get to where you want to be. So that's S, sense of direction. U is for understanding in the word success. It's really something that has to do with communication. Most of the failures in business, in friendships, relationships, marriages have to do with misunderstandings. Understand your own judgments and understand your own opinions. And that's really detailed in the book on don't just judge based on someone else's opinions or someone else's thoughts. Don't just give opinions again based on someone else's thoughts. So, in business, really understand what it is that you want to do and how you're going to get there. Again, don't have a misunderstanding about what you're going after by not doing enough research, not doing enough, background work to lay that foundation for yourself. Going to the next one, C, courage. Do you have the courage? Like, you have to make mistakes. A lot of people that I talk to, they're willing to take the risk, but they're worried about making the mistakes. So you can't have both. You got to be willing to be focused and determined to make the choices to get to where you want to be. And during that, you're going to have mistakes. You got to have the determination to just work through them. A lot of people have problems and they just let them stop the next step. You're going to have the problems, take them, adapt to them. It's about adaptability. Adapt to the problems and then move on. Because if you don't, then you're going to be stuck where you are. So, again, have the courage to move forward. Next is compassion. Compassion is really how we define it, even in our groups and our talks. And tomorrow morning, I'm meeting with someone very important that you all might know. We're going to be discussing some of the things about compassion. Stop judging and blaming others. You yourself have the opportunity to be anybody you want to be. So a lot of folks I talk to judge others on what they're doing, on their success. Perhaps it's jealousy, perhaps it's insecurities of their own, but they turn around and blame someone else. Hold yourself accountable for what you do. Judge yourself. Don't judge others. Do your own self-evaluation. I do my own self-evaluation almost weekly. Quite frankly, I do it daily at times. But stop blaming and judging others. Let's move on to number 5, which is esteem. Esteem is you're worth whatever you think you're worth. So to have the thought process, be who you want to be. Start acting as if you're that person already. And then things start falling into place. You're never going to change who you are, at your core value. But you can get yourself better and be the person that you really want to be only if you start acting that way. Things will start falling into place. 6 is self-confidence. You got to have the self-confidence to really know that you're going to be that person and don't let anything, as I say, detachment of toxic negative people, toxic negative comments, judgments that are going to come in at you. And the more successful you are, the more those things will come. That being said, all the past led you to where you are today. So hit the delete button on all the negative thoughts to move forward. And lastly, self-acceptance. You got to treat yourself and accept yourself for who you are. But you can improve yourself and better yourself and develop yourself. Don't strain, as it says in the book, again, Psycho Cybernetics, to be someone you truly aren't. You can be anybody you want to be, but it's your core value. You got to really know and self-accept who you are. Your craft. What is it? In business we say you can always hire someone and they can learn it, but you can't really hire someone and train them and show them qualities, work ethic, drive, perseverance, being resilient. So that being said, you're not your mistakes. Through all this, through the definition of success, again, sense of direction, understanding, courage, compassion, esteem, self-confidence, self-acceptance. You're not your past mistakes. I learned more in business and more about people and the people that I shouldn't be in business with from my mistakes. When everything's successful, then you're floating. That's easy. But to get there, the mistakes, that's the hard part. Getting through the mistakes, continuing on that path, continuing on that navigation system that we talk about so frequently, that GPS system of where you are today to where you want to be. So, that being said, use all those mistakes as developmental stepping stones. And at the end of each chapter, as you know, I do the boom. So the boom on this is, what did you learn from your past mistakes? And how will you use your past mistakes to move forward? Just think about that. Listen here. It's going to help. It'll work. But you got to apply it and apply yourself and get the discipline and preparation, as one of my chapters says, to do it. So stay focused. I'm glad you joined me for Make It Happen Monday. Again, I'll see you on Sunday next week. Have a great week. Have a prosperous week, productive week, and just stay focused. Leave all the background spectators, all the background noise, leave them off to the sidelines because you're in the game, so make it happen. Thanks for joining me.